Good morning, everyone. My name's Jack, and I'll be kind of going for a webinar today of Planner. That's kind of app within Microsoft. Most of you will have it as it's part of the Business Premium license. And today I'm kind of going to go through kind of how to set it up, some simple tips and tricks, and then its integration within Teams and Outlook as well. First things first. We're just going to kind of talk about Qlic a little bit. If some of you probably already know who we are, if not, we're a MSP, so we manage service provider for IT services and telecoms, and we primarily work in the charity sector. So we've got lots of experience. Some people here have been working in it in over 20 years. And as you can see there, we're the #1 Microsoft provider for non-for-profits. We do lots of work with Microsoft and stuff like this as well, making sure you guys are making the most out of your licenses as well. And this is one of those apps I think that gets looked, doesn't really get seen that much and used as it should be. So we'll talk about that in a bit more detail in the coming slides. So the main reason for Planner is some of you may use stuff like to-dos already, but Planner is ways of kind of having like a to-do list within multiple users or within groups. And this way you can kind of check that everyone's working on certain assignments within a project. So this could be maybe you've got a big event coming up and you need to make sure you have you've got food, teas and coffees, you've got to plan the agenda, you've got to invite the right people to come speak at this event. And this is a really good way of managing that and making sure that everything's done and you can kind of check on everyone else's progress at the same time as well. So with this, I'll kind of give some demonstrations on how to break it out into different groups or how to assign projects to different people or tasks within the project, sorry. And then how you could organize your tasks, because there's lots of different factors that you can apply to them, whether it be priorities, you can label them. And so I'll demonstrate that in a bit, but we'll talk about them a bit more first. So the key features of Microsoft Planner is you have the board. So this is the main area you'll look at. It's a shared area. And you can kind of see all the tasks within this one project on this board. So here the example uses fundraising campaign. The one I just used obviously was like an event planning. It could be any of them. You can have as many as possible as well. And then the buckets kind of take this task into stages. So you can customize the buckets as much as you like. And these, as here, the examples are like venue, marketing, volunteers, sponsorships, and logistics. So here you can kind of assign your tasks. So when you're working on certain things that maybe could be done at the same time, it's hard to monitor them and track them in the same area. And not get them lost across a huge list of tasks that are there. The good thing about Planner as well is it's quite easy to separate. It can link your to-dos in there, so you can manage your to-dos from one place, but they're not. They're very easy to differentiate and separate, so they won't kind of look too busy or there's too much going on. It's really kind of nice and separated. And then also on there, if you flag any emails on your Outlook, they'll come up in your to-dos as well, which you can manage from Planner as well. But moving on to these with tasks. So these are obviously the actual tasks that you need to complete. So for example there, design event flyer. And then you can put a checklist within that task of what you need to include. So maybe you need to include any sponsorships in there, an agenda in there, your speakers, all of that, and you can kind of put the checklist for each task, kind of break down the tasks into smaller chunks, making it a bit easier. You can also look at progress on them, so you can give them due dates, and when a task is missed or not completed, you can get emails, or you get emails following up in the days leading up to the due date, so you're always aware of any tasks you need to do. And that's basically where the notifications reminders come in. So that happens. It also happens on Teams. If you integrate it in with Teams, you can get notifications on the little bell-shaped thing saying you've got a task that's incomplete or that is due or overdue. And you can go and have a look straight from there and see, oh, I need to do that. And you can crack on with it straight away. You can always also put them into your calendar if you need to, but we'll kind of go on. So with these, obviously I spoke about the integration already as well. With all tasks, you can assign files from SharePoint or OneDrive. So let's say you're like with the flyer, you need to do flyer for the event. You may already have a template, so you go to someone, I need you to fill out a flyer for the event that's coming up, and you can attach the template straight to that so they know exactly what they need to do and they can just go work straight from that. As I said, with Outlook integration, it can send reminders straight to your inbox. So if you're someone that primarily works off Outlook, and not really Teams, you can look straight in your inbox and you get reminders for any tasks that are due. The good thing with Teams is you can add Teams Planner as an app straight to Teams. And so you can work off Planner. If you're working on Teams a lot, you don't have to load up the Planner app, or you don't have to go onto the web. You could just access it straight through Teams, and then they can be linked to channels from there as well. And obviously, it's all synced. So say you do a few changes on the Planner app on Teams, and then later on you use the Planner web app, they'll all be synced. So all changes will be carried through. So I'm quickly just going to change which screen I'm sharing now, so that we can see the tasks. So here's essentially a simple plan. You can create this, go on Microsoft, you can find it in here, just find Planner straight away. If it's not there, it'll be under more apps, or you can search it here. It'll be very easy to find. So here you have your different ones. So you've got your tasks here. These will be a lot of the time your to-dos and maybe tasks that have been assigned to you through group ones. And if you need to create a new one, it's just down here. So we'll start with a new plan, and we'll start with a simple one. And I could kind of go through the things we've spoken about already. So we'll just call it a simple plan for now. So this is what will come up. This is what it looks like. So the buckets here are these columns here. So the backlog, up next, in progress, blocked, and completed. So here we can see create a plan. We've just about created it. We haven't customized it, but that is correct. So we can move that into completed column. You look at here, it was an urgent priority. You can change the priority here, and then you can put any notes and any checklists. So here you could add multiple things. So this one was very simple, so we don't need any. But we're just going to tick that one off, and then that one's done. The alerts will stop. You get a nice notification noise. That one's done. And then on these ones here, so we might see this assigned tasks. I'm not that bothered, so we can leave that in the backlog. And you can customize all of these, change their names. But in this assigned tasks, I need to assign tasks to people, so I could assign that to myself because I need to then do that for everyone else. And this one, I can change this, quite important. So what I'm going to do is move this one over to in progress. Good thing about this is here you can add any attachments, like I said before. This can be documents or anything. So Excel spreadsheets, PDFs, PowerPoints, any of that needs to be on there. And then assigning tasks, I'm going to put checklist on here, just creating tasks. And I'm also going to have adding people to the work, to the planner, or the plan even, and then assign the tasks. So here, I've got a checklist on here. So I know that these are the 3 things I need to do on this assignment, and it's quite important. And this one's assigned to me. So from here, if we need to add anyone to the plan, it's very, very simple. Share here, and for example, I could put in my colleague who's in this call, Ray, on here. Just click that, and then she'll be added to this group. And then that way she can look at it as well, and I can assign tasks to her. So that's on assigning tasks, and obviously once again you can tick these off. Added people to the plan. I've done that one, so I know that checklist is only a third done, but there's still more work I can do on it. So that's how you can sort it into buckets. These are your obviously buckets here, as I said. If you wanted, you can group by assigned to, so I can look at all my tasks in one column and then look at the ones that are unassigned, but maybe you need to check on everyone else's individual work. You can look at those assigned tasks for each individual in that group. You can also do it by progress. So these ones are all not started, that one's completed, and this one obviously in progress. We can move that one over and move that one over as well. So that way you can kind of move them and find which one's in progress, which ones maybe you can see that are not started, or actually we need to start this one. We can now put it to urgent because we should have started it sooner. Assign your user, whoever you want to, and then they can go, they'll get an alert that a task has been assigned to them, and it will tell them how it's priority, if it's urgent or if it's not important at all. And then once you've done that, if it's really important as well, set a due date. I'm going to set the due date to tomorrow because it's very important. And then start time, not that important. You can add a start time, and let's say if you want to set up a task that doesn't need to be done for a few weeks, you could put a start time so that it alerts the person that, oh, now's the time to do this. So maybe you need to fill out an application, or you need to send an invoice, but you don't need to send it for a few weeks. You could assign the start time there and go start sending these invoices or anything like that, and it will send an alert to you when you need to do it. So that one's there. And then you can also do by due date. So only one that I've assigned so far that was obviously due dates. The other ones had default ones that can all be changed. You can change them quickly here if you like to. But this one's due tomorrow. Obviously this one is due today, and we need to do that. Then obviously by the labels. Now the labels are completely your customization only. So here they've got different labels, but for this one you can all color based, but you can rename them. So however you want to customize it, you can then sort by these. So the pink label, for example, could mean, let's say it's not important, or it's, let me change it. An optional, maybe an optional task, so they can see that it's not absolutely needed. So anyone with a pink label, you know, it's not needed, and then you can sort by these labels as well. So I know customize buckets here is an optional task, and then obviously, of course, you can do it by priority as well. So let's have a look here. So that's the kind of easy stuff to do on this one. This is kind of your meeting board. These again, let's see if there's on this one. Once you've done all the checklist, you can sign it off, and then you know it's done and it's completed. So that one's completed. You do get a completed task here, but if you want to have an easier way of keeping track, a lot of the time it's easier to just move them over. Very simple and easy to use. You can assign people quickly here, and in here you can change your progresses, all of that, add your checklists, add attachments, and assign users. Very, very simple to use and can really make a massive difference to productivity on big tasks or big projects that the teams need to be working on. So I go back to this now. And so I'm going to kind of talk about now why go for it. Why use Planner over some of the other systems that are available out there. And so, for example, Trello, it is flexible and it is also very similar to Planner, but the difference is that it's outside of the Microsoft ecosystem. So the integration is a long setup, and it's not as simple and easy flowing as if it was Microsoft. With Microsoft, you've got all your contacts already there, all your colleagues already in it, so you can assign tasks to them straight away rather than having to spend a long time doing a complete setup of a new system, adding everyone's emails in. This planner is ready to go as soon as you get a Microsoft login. Similar, that kind of runs through all the same of these. But if you're looking at other ones like Asana, it's very detailed, and there's a lot of features in there, but it's a lot of hard setup and it's much more expensive. Planner is included for free with your business premium licenses, so you don't want to be spending unnecessary money on stuff that, one, you may not make the most out of if it's too complex, and two, when you've already got access to the planner here that's included with your business premiums. Monday.com is very, very customizable. But if you don't have someone constantly monitoring it, it could be very overwhelming. It's very complex, has lots of automations, which is good, but you need someone who's really highly trained to be working with it. And if you need all of your users on there, again, hard to integrate, and also it might be too complex for some users and it will probably require training. Whereas Planner is very simple and easy to use. From the simple as that start board, that first board you create literally tells you how to do it all. Even though I've shown it all of you how to do it, you can go through there, and those checklists that are assigned to you are just teaching you how to use it as well. So that's why I would stick with Planner. Rather than some of the other competitors out there. So kind of the takeaways from Planner is basically start simple, don't overcomplicate it, as you'll find yourself getting lost and maybe won't want to go back to it. And then make sure you assign all your tasks to people. That way all your project works are being worked on and you can keep track of who's working on what. Make sure you get quite detailed with the buckets. Make sure they're clear, so you understand what stages of the project you're working on or what you're planning, and make sure that everyone has their notifications turned on, so they have and make sure they're working on them. And you can obviously, like we saw before, you can see who's working on what, how far into it they are. And how important that bit of the project is. So make sure your buckets are clear and then everyone's on the same page. Review your boards regularly. I think this one is quite important. Us account managers here at Qlic, we review ours once a month, first Monday of every month. We sit down and we go through our planner board and go through all the things that are changing. So everyone's on the same page, and any task anyone's completed, we talk through those and make sure they've been completed well, and everyone's happy with the changes that have been made. So it's good to review them, make sure everyone's on the same page, make sure everyone's clear and understands what's going on. So it's good to have regular meetings to catch up. So obviously as well, and make sure you use those labels to categorize them as well. So that could be categorized them in a number of ways. Maybe you've got a big project, and you need to, like with the event planning, you need to categorize them into stuff that's due. Someone who's in charge of the speakers, they categorize what different types of speakers they've got, so they know which speaker's been booked in at different times. But at the end of the day, the categories bit is completely up to you. It's all your customizing that you want to do. But the goal is obviously to make Planner a big part of your day-to-day work, just so you can keep on top of and track everything that's that you need to do.